Yeah. I believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe that we landed on a moon. Mankind has only been up to 1,000 miles above the Earth's surface.
Well, on NASA though, can I read something? I found this really interesting comment in my little research on YouTube. Okay. To imply that the Earth is flat, you aren't just saying that NASA is lying. You aren't just saying there's a conspiracy within a single company. You're implying there's a conspiracy involving the world's 71 space agencies, 13 of which have launching capabilities. Not only are you saying all 71 of those agencies are lying about the shape of the Earth, but every single person in them is lying or being fooled by their respective companies. Furthermore, every single astrophysicist in the world is, by your implication, a scam artist getting paid to do research through telescopes and instruments that would be useless if the world were flat. So roughly 75,000 people are lying about what they do for a living. Not only is it absurd to even imply that NASA program that under the United States government could possibly pull off this sort of conspiracy, but the fact that all 71 space agencies around the world are also taking part in some conspiracy, and every astronomer and astrophysicist and astronaut is also part of the same. It just seems that so many different people are involved in this major conspiracy.
Yeah, all the.
So I guess. Yeah.
So all the.
I'm Ami Horowitz, and I'm here in Berkeley, California to find out if voter ID laws suppress the black vote. Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad. I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
Online.
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, could we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Do you have ID normally? Do you carry ID out?
Yes, that's good ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has ID. Why would they think they don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would you say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
What does that say to people who have this perception of ID?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's why my thought process on.
I just think that's ignorant. Ignorant. Very, very ignorant. Very, very ignorant.
I think it is a little racist because, you know, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racist in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
The governor, and I said someone else, I'll go back to my dinner. I'm not sitting here crying.
He's not going to cry the whole time.
We can put you on the next slide. What? We can put you on the next slide. No, I can't. I have to. Then you will sit right here in 1880. get your name?
Tabitha 9766.
Thank you, Tabitha. You may not have a job tomorrow.
I want this lady.
No, I can't.
No, I want your offer.
I can't, Tabitha. I have to. I apologize. Please. I apologize. All right. I apologize. I have to do this. Thank you, Tabitha.
She was screaming at the beginning.
I'm not screaming. I'll be quiet now, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I was really stressed out.
Now Perez's name and image have been removed from the council's official website, and she's been placed on a leave of absence.
You may not have a job tomorrow.
We're not non-violent. We'll fucking kill these people if we have to.
Keltec P3AT, 380 ACP, Glock 19, 9mm, Ruger LC9, also 9mm, and there's a knife. Well, I actually have another AK in that bag over there. You get lose track of your fucking guns, huh?
I've been told that there's a warrant out for my arrest. And they said that they wouldn't confirm it, but that I could find this out if I, excuse me. I'm armed. I do not want violence with you, all right? I'm terrified. I'm afraid you're gonna kill me. I really am.
But you didn't lose your hair, you shaved your head.
Well, I shaved my head so I wouldn't have the big clumps of hair falling out.
Well, you said you lost your hair, but you didn't, you shaved your head.
In the beginning, I shaved my head to where my hair was very short, yes.
And we asked you about this morning, and you put our producer on the phone with a nurse from the Christus Trinity Mother Frances Hospital in your hometown, right?
Yes.
Sharon Hodges.
Yes.
Who's a nurse there. Was she involved in your treatment?
Yes, I knew her from having visits there.
So when you had your surgery and your chemo and your radiation, she treated you?
Well, she was one of the nurses there.
And so the producer talked to her, and she told the producer that you went through cancer treatments, several months of chemo in 2012, and confirmed ovarian cancer. We asked for Sharon's work email so we can also get an email confirmation, and she wouldn't do that. She said she was worried that she would get in trouble.
I called, and they had told me I needed to sign, records release and things, so I don't know if...
Well, we had one more question for her, so we called back to that hospital and asked for Sharon Hodges.
Okay.
And they said there's no Sharon Hodges that works there. Who is Jenny?
Lucy decided, because of the hot weather, Storm wasn't eating the same amount of meat as usual, and Lucy, you thought, you know what, I'm going to try Storm on vegetables.
Not necessarily just vegetables, but a plethora. She's a carb fiend, essentially, and she's always been of that inclination anyway. How it came about is my neighbour, Ben, he started it and introduced it, and as did I. And she seemed to perk up, be a lot happier.
Does she like it
generally.
straight away? Like, you put that food down, she doesn't turn her nose up?
She likes more of the wet food type thing.
Yeah.
It's more palatable as she's drinking loads of water. But no, really took to it.
2 bowls here, right?
Oh, no.
One is full of vegetables and one is full of meat. Storm,
Right.
Storm, we
We're gonna
hate to
let
put
her
the
loose.
temptation in front of you,
You
but
ready
it's
for
over to you.
lunch, Storm?
Right?
Oh, I'm
let her go.
Let her go?
Let her go.
Oh, she's obviously going to go, obviously. Oh, you little...
Yes.
I didn't swear.
Oh, and there is natural selection.
Oh, she's checking it out. Well, in fairness, the weather has cooled down quite dramatically.
Yes, of course it has. Yes, but look, this is a dog acting naturally, I think.